Live coverage of this game between the Soviet Union and Canada. Whenever these two nations meet in hockey, it is a major attraction, and this game should be no exception. Although Canada cannot win the gold medal, Canada can deprive the Soviet Union from winning the gold, and Canada at the same time can pick up the second place silver medal. The only loss on the Canadian record, that 5-4 setback at the hands of Team Sweden, and Sweden's only loss, a somewhat controversial 3-2 setback at the hands of the Soviet Union. That was the game where the additional puck mysteriously appeared on the ice right in front of the Soviet goal with some 30 seconds remaining. The Swedes thought they had scored, but it was waved off because of two pucks being on the ice at the time. Tom Webster, who coached the Windsor Spitfires in the Ontario Hockey League last year and is their coach again this year, as a matter of fact, has been there for several years now, and he's the head coach of this Canadian junior team. Stéphane Facette has been in goal for all but one of the games. The backup for Canada, Gus Morschauser, was in goal for their victory over Germany. And in goal for the Soviet Union, Alexei Ivashkin, who was a goaltender with the team, mainly in a backup capacity in last year's tournament in Moscow. Goaltending is always a key in this World Junior Tournament. Teams must rely on their goaltenders to come up with big saves, perhaps even to win a couple of games. Steve Piotrowski of the United States, and this is a real break for Canada, is the referee tonight, and the linesmen are Rus Peter of Czechoslovakia and Ratavari of Finland. Most times the Soviet Union would exercise their veto if a North American official is nominated for a game involving Canada. Obviously, he has to be from the United States, and the Soviet Union doesn't go along with it, but in this case they have. Play in the Soviet zone. The Soviets move it up to the line. McGillney runs into a check, but it's brought out by Gordiuk, and it's fired down the ice, and going back after it is Pavel Bure. He's the speedy 17-year-old. From McGillney, a quick shot. He has got a quick release, and he had it on target. Facette came up with the save.
Well, again, Facette's been outstanding. You alluded to it earlier, Don. It's big goaltending that always wins in crucial playoffs or in a tournament like this, and he's been great. But that line that we see out here, that Bure that you refer to, he's got speed. I'll tell you what, he can crank him up and down. I'm not sure there's anybody in this tournament as quick as he is.
Robert Cherenkov is the coach of this Soviet squad. They must win to capture the gold medal. A loss would move them back into the bronze medal position. To think that just last evening they had an opportunity, or 2 nights ago they had an opportunity to go through the tournament undefeated, but they were upset by Czechoslovakia by a score of 5-3. Play in the Soviet zone. Here's a shot by Leach, a backhand shot. Ivashkin makes the save. Leach continuing the battle in the corner for that loose puck with Zubov. It comes up to the line, and Sidorov deflects it down the ice into the Canadian zone with captain Eric Desjardins going back after it. Desjardins looking up on the right side for Leach, too far for him. This will produce an icing call against Team Canada with 18:41 remaining in the opening period.
From an emotional standpoint, that was good for the Canadian team. They got in there, they found out they can penetrate a little bit. Leach got off a couple of good shots. I know one of their objectives is to try to get it high on the goaltender. They're going to penetrate. They're going to go to the net. This is it. Today's the day. You know, and as we said earlier, it doesn't matter if it's a gold medal or not. They're playing the Soviets, and they want to beat them. You can be sure of that.
Well, the Canadian team was so enthused after its victory 4-3 with that late goal by Castles last night over Finland, and then they had to hope for a victory by Team USA over Sweden today to be in the chase for the gold medal. And while the United States team perhaps had its best competition of the tournament, they were not up to the caliber of the Swedes, and they dropped a 3-1 decision. Ivanov touches it in his own zone. An icing call. That was Martin Jelena chasing him down in that Soviet zone.
Well, Martin Jelena, number 7, as the viewers can see, he's been hurt for most of this tournament. He really hasn't been himself. A #1 draft choice. He's the guy that was traded, as a matter of fact, to Edmonton for Gretzky from L.A. He can score. He's only got 2 assists, and only because he's hurt, because you'd see him around the net a lot, getting a lot of points.
He might go into the trivia books as the player who was traded for the man who owned him.
You stung a lot of people on that question, Don. Stung a lot of people here.
Wayne Gretzky, of course, the owner of the Hull Olympics, the team that Jalina played for. Long shot goes back of the net. The battle continues there. The Soviets trying to get it out front, and going into the corner after it is Racine. Racine dumps it down the ice. A race for the loose puck. Ivanov back for the Soviets. He hammers it around on the boards. Shannon tried to keep it in. He was unsuccessful, and the Soviets bring it out into the neutral zone. At the line, Gordiuk manages to slide it off to Gomolyako. His shot goes off a leg to the corner. Gomolyako and Okusta, along with Gordiuk, form the biggest line in the tournament. All three are over 200 pounds. Gomolyako is a big forward. He's 6'3", 220 pounds. Smith with a long shot through traffic. It did not get to the goal as a couple of players were in front of the net, and it hit them. Now it's brought back down the ice by Vidlowski. His shot goes over the glass and out of play. 17-18 is the time remaining in a still scoreless opening period. Play just underway. Jeff Smith up along the boards for Lowen. He gets it to Savage, down the ice to McIntyre. Sorokin takes him in against the boards, and Panafalenkov has the puck for the Soviet Union. He was looking for Saipikov, intercepted by McIntyre in across the line. He takes a hit, and the loose puck is brought back by the Soviets. Maikovsky flips it into the corner. Lowen really cranked the Soviet player Godiniuk and sent him flying in the neutral zone. Back comes Canada, trying to make it a 3-on-2, but they opt for a change in lines as Lowen is taken out of the play, back of the Soviet goal, and Godiniuk knocks it out into the center ice area. He was sent flying in the corner. Here's McGillney with a shot. It just deflects wide. Some good bumping early in this game. Canada has dished out a couple of good body checks. Sheldon Kennedy almost took that lead pass and broke in to Brind'Amour. Moore. He runs into a check from Udine. And the Soviet Union takes over at center ice. Lambert knocks down a shot and dumps it back out to the neutral zone. We played 4 minutes of this first period. Sheldon Kennedy. Pass ahead to Brind'Amour. The net. No one was there. Murphy in the corner looking for Brind'Amour. Brind'Amour trying to go to the net, gets a shot away finally as that puck bounced, but the goaltender of Ashkin was there to make the save. McGillney in across the line. Good move, getting into the slot. A shot saved by Facette. The rebound in front, and it's picked up by Lambert, who starts back for Canada. What an excellent move by McGillney. That's why he was chosen the top player in this tournament a year ago. Nobody at the point as Canada attempts to apply some pressure, and coming out of his net is Stéphane Facette as he clears it up in the wing to Ricci. It's whistled down on a two-line pass.
Well, it was an exciting play, and as you pointed out, he's not an exciting player, but that Facette is out there. I've said so much about him. These are the kind of tournaments for players. Watch him go into the middle now. Keeps a man with him, and he gets it. He's going off stride, but look at where Facette is. He's out on top of the, and scrambles to get that puck, as Fedorov, who's very, very good with the puck and a great quarterback, is right there.
From the face-off, a shot right on, the save, the rebound, and the whistle had gone as Facette came up with another big save.
Well, I don't know how many times we've said his name down in this tournament, but there it is. He's out there. He makes the puck hit him by the way he comes out and blocks it. He was there for the second shot. And as you've said, every tournament we've been at, it's always been a goaltender that's helped win this tournament for one of the teams.
From the face-off, it's Racine playing it around on the boards. Canada trying to get it out of the zone. Leach battling there. The puck goes loose, and Kristich for the Soviet Union drops it off in the corner. Gordiuk, backhand shot, and that went wide. Dumped down the ice, and racing back after it is Ivanov, and as he touches it, it's an icing call against Team Canada. Brian?
All right, Don, coming up at the end of the first period, the coach, Don Cherry, will join us live from Toronto. We'll have highlights of Canada-Finland, that big win last night. We'll take you on a tour of this very interesting city, and we will talk with the head coach of Team Sweden. Sweden with a good shot at winning the gold. That is if Canada beats the Soviets here tonight. Don?
Yes, this is a very interesting city indeed, and I think a lot of people have a misconception about weather in this part of the world. It's been much milder than I anticipated. The last couple of days have been a little cool, but for most of our stay here, the mercury has hovered around the freezing mark.
We warmed up, as a matter of fact, some of us.
Back at the line, Sorokin fires it into the corner. Piotrowski is the referee tonight. He's from the United States. Okusta, big strong winger, trying to get it out front. He was tied up, and Shannon brings it back for Canada. He shoots it in. Gdyniuk going back of the net, playing it around in the boards. Jelena raced in to get the puck. Jelena centering, nobody there, back to Desjardins. He fires it wide. Gdyniuk will try again to Sorokin. He just bangs it around on the boards, and Sidorov gets it out into the center ice area. Okusta lost control of the puck, and Jeff Smith, in attempting to clear, put it into the Canadian bench out of play with 13:55 left in the period. Coach Tom Webster has done some juggling of his lines for this game. He has Savage out there with Lowen and McIntyre. This is a new combination. Brought out by Lambert. Lambert dumps it in. Lowen racing in along with McIntyre. McIntyre back of the net for Lowen. He returns the pass to him. McIntyre for Lowen. Lowen having a little trouble controlling it. And the Soviets, who like to keep a man up high in their defensive zone, knock it out into the neutral zone.
They certainly do. We talk about going from defense to offense. If they see they're going to get a puck, the forwards leave right away.
Udin's shot is blocked by Lambert, and Foster for Canada was looking for McIntyre. The Soviets, Bykovsky deflects it all the way back into his own zone. Panfilenkov now for the Soviet Union into the center ice area. Saipikov leaves it there for Panfilenkov. Takes the shot, and Facette moved across with him to cut down the angle. Seemed as though Panfilenkov had all sorts of time, but they did a good job of cutting down that ankle. Ivanov shot is blocked before it gets to the net. Sheldon Kennedy for Canada trying to go around the defenseman, and the puck goes back to the net. Ivanov has it. He plays it off the boards and down the ice. And this is going to produce an icing call against the Soviet Union. 12:39 is the time remaining in this first period. Canada started with a 7-1 win over Norway, the only game they did not play in this tournament in the Sullivan Arena. Then they beat West Germany 7-4. Their first big test, a game we televised, 5-1 over the USA. But then that disastrous loss, 5-4 to Sweden, that has deprived them of a gold medal. They tied the Czechs at 2 with a late goal, and they beat Finland 4-3 with a late goal. In that game against Sweden, Canada was ahead by a score of 2-0. Late in the game, they had a 4-3 lead. With about 3 minutes left, Sweden tied it, and Sweden scored the winning goal with just 27 seconds left in the game. And now, if Canada should lose, Sweden can win the goal. Saved by Facette as he made an excellent stop. The Soviets applying all sorts of pressure, and again, that was McGillney who had the opportunity to put the Soviets on the board.
Selfish move on part of McGillney. No question. We're going to see now. We lose the puck now. The puck is trying to be cleared, and the defenseman keeps it in. Throws it right back up with the Canadians, and now here's McGillney. Now over there is Burry. Say, hey, give me the puck, will ya? No, he tries to score. Very selfish move on part of McGillney. I don't care how you look at it.
McGillney taking a shot from the face-off, a weak one that went wide of the net. Jeff Smith starts back for Canada. Sheldon Kennedy with a shot, and the save by goaltender Ivashkin. That's the first real test for the Soviet goaltender. Jeff Smith takes it back into the neutral zone. He has to wait for his teammates to get onside. You may notice during the course of this game that Burre, the youngest player on that Soviet squad, wears fluorescent green skate laces. Gdyniuk with a shot. That bounces off a leg. Racing after it is Lambert, but Sorokin gets back there first. Can't clear. Lambert maintains control. Tried to center it, and it's grabbed and held by Ivashkin, the Soviet goaltender. with 11:34 remaining in the period.
The funny thing, if there's anybody that doesn't need fluorescent skate laces, because everybody in the arena knows them, and everybody on the ice, anybody that plays, is this Bury that we've talked about. Of course, Corey Foster, drafted by New Jersey, who can drill a puck off the blue line, just drill it, and you can be sure they'll be trying to get to him because he can blast a puck. Make no mistake of that.
From the face-off, picked up by Panafalenkov, and he goes cross ice with it. Gordiuk coming in on the left side, centers it, and Panafalenkov could not reach it, and the Canadian net is knocked off its moorings as Shannon was coming back along with Semeta, and Semeta, I think, was the player who crashed into the net, taking it off its moorings.
Well, there's a possible chance now. He gets around Foster. Now what happens? That's the upper body strength that we see on these guys. And now there he goes. Great move by Semeta to take the concentration. Takes the goalpost and everything else, but prevents a good opportunity. That was an example of that upper body strength of these Russians. And you know, the way they're throwing the puck around the boards, Don, we keep saying what we've learned. They do a lot. They never used to do that for all the international competition you've covered.
Vayu takes it for Canada. Plays it up on the right side. Ahead to Ricci. Ricci in across the line, still has control of it, takes the shot, and it was blocked by Sorokin. It goes to the corner. Ricci still battling, still controlling it for Canada. For Jamie Leach now. Leach lost it along the boards, and the Soviets start back. And Palenkov losing it. Here's Kristich going in. He scores!
Well, we see a possible 2-on-1 again, and the defenseman's got to play in the middle of it. That's a key first goal. But you'll see the good puck control now. Very, very good puck control. Stays on the puck again. The puck bounces out. Two men go over and take him, and now watch him come in. He's got a man right there, and he throws the backhand upstairs. But that's that good puck control that they got. No question about that. You'll see him now come in, this good wide angle shot. He's studying, he sees the man in the corner, said no. As soon as that defenseman made a commitment, he put it upstairs. 1-0 Soviets.
Panafalenkov lost control of the puck in the corner, but two Canadian players went to Panafalenkov, and Kristich picked up that loose puck and walked in. Okusta back to the point. There's a shot right on by Zubov, and Stefan Facette gets that one between his pads and holds it for the face-off. 10:36 remaining in this opening period. 1-0 for the Soviet Union. Kristich getting the goal. Panafalenkov the assist at 9:08.
Well, there's Tommy Webster saying, just letting the people know, at 1-0, 10 minutes does not a hockey game make, and they just can't let that get to them.
In this full house at the Sullivan Arena tonight, watching intently the Swedish national team, and there's no question about which side they are cheering for. If Canada wins, it means a gold medal for Sweden. Okusta with an excellent move. Centers it, nobody there, and Jelena starts back for Canada. Jelena working against Udine. Going back at the net, bumped in against the boards by the Soviet defenseman. Shannon has it. He tried to center it. It went off a skate. He gets it back. The Soviets along the boards move it into the center ice area. Foster waits for everybody to get back on side. Drifts it into the corner. Picked up there by Udine. He clears the zone. Savage brings it back in, but he did it with a player trapped inside the line. 9:49 is the time remaining in the period. On that offside call, Gomolyako stepped into Jelena, and he is going to draw a penalty. You'll see the hit along the boards. It was whistled down on the offside, and it's a high sticking call as Gomolyako got his stick up into the face of Martin Jelena.
After the whistle, now this Gomolyako is 6'3", 220. So, I mean, that's like getting hit by a truck, because he can move. He's a big, they report him at 220. Some of the scouts say he could be 240. I mean, think about that for a minute.
So Canada is on the power play, trailing by a goal as Desjardins fires it in. It's offside.
Well, the old specialty team action that we talk so much about in tournaments. Canada, well, those fluorescent laces that Bury wears, that you can see them in the dark. but I tell you something, those legs move so fast when he's going, it's even hard to pick those laces up.
And he's just 18 years of age, so he has another year at this World Junior level, and he'll be back in the tournament next year when it's held in Helsinki. The Soviets get an opening and fire at the length of the ice. The set is out of his net to play it up along the boards. Fedorov races in, fires a shot wide. Brind'Amour goes back of his own goal for Lambert. Lambert pokes it up along the right side for Desjardins, ahead to Brind'Amour. In across the line, looking for Kennedy. Kennedy picks it up in the corner. Kennedy for Brind'Amour. Brind'Amour drops it back now for Savage to Brind'Amour. This was the power play unit that the Canadian team used effectively last night in their 4-3 win over Finland, but against the Soviet Union they are having some problems. Good work by the Soviets. Bure comes in across the line, then is sent flying on a good hit by Lambert. He loses his helmet in the process. Brought out by Kennedy on the right side for Savage. Savage leaves it there for Kennedy. Kennedy going for the net, gets a return pass, and he couldn't control it. Fedorov now fires a long shot. Facette stops that, and Foster picks it up. 35 seconds remaining in the penalty to the Soviet player, Sergei Gomolyako. Ricci is bumped in the corner by Zubov. Bykowski battling for it. He comes up with the puck and starts back for the Soviets. 8:05 remaining in the period, just 14 seconds left in the penalty.
Their best chance wasn't even a shot on net when Kennedy brought it up and moved. Couldn't get good control of that.
Racine centering it, blocked by the Soviets, and they dump it out of the zone, and that will kill off the penalty to Gomolyako. Foster leading the attack now for Canada. The big defenseman is stopped at the line as he bumps into Malikin. The Soviets play it around the boards and out into the center ice area. Smith gets control for Canada, looking for someone to pass to. Canada making a line change. Puck dumped in. Ivanov for the Soviet Union. Chased in there and bumped against the boards heavily by McIntyre. Now McIntyre picks it up at the line, tried to slide it across for Castles, but Castles wasn't expecting the pass, and it was behind him. Ivanov for the Soviets. On the wing for Sidorov. Sidorov going for the net. A deflection that went off a leg, and Facette had to react quickly to that one. Sidorov again, looking out front. Ivanov with a shot, and Facette came way out of his net to make the save. By far the best scoring opportunities of this opening period have belonged to the Soviets, and Facette has made a number of fine saves, or the Soviets might be in front by more than the one-goal advantage they enjoy.
Excellent concentration on Facette's part.
This will be an icing call against Canada as Malikin goes back to touch it with 6:27 remaining in this opening period. The Soviets leading by 1. Ryan?
All right, Don, this Saturday afternoon in Sports Weekend, a figure skating special starring Katharina Witt from East Germany. Ken Reed and I will be on hand to bring you Saturday's Men's World Cup Downhill from Lac, Switzerland. That's all coming up Saturday afternoon on Sports Weekend. It begins at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific.
And we should issue a word of warning, Brian, to Ken Reed that his job as our ski analyst might be in jeopardy with the way Sherry Bassin has taken to the slopes here in Alaska.
I fell down 1 mile.
Gordiuk centers it. Gordiuk takes a shot that goes wide. Dumped down the ice. Gomolyako plays it back to the line. Sorokin checked along the boards. Managed to dump it in, but it's offside. We should add that the city of Alaska bid for the Olympic Games in 1994. They did not get the bid. It went to Lillehammer, Norway. But about 40 minutes outside the city of Anchorage is an outstanding ski resort, Alyeska. We had opportunity to test the slopes there, and I will say that Sherry Bassin progressed from the bunny slope. He rode the lift right to the peak and did pretty well in his first 2 attempts at skiing.
But you held my hand. You got to tell him that too.
Loose puck picked up by McIntyre. He can't go anywhere with it. Gordiuk trying to move out into the slot area, and Canada breaks away with Ricci leading the attack. Ricci and McIntyre in across the line, but McIntyre was ahead of the play offside.
Wow. How much can we say about a young man, a 17-year-old? And of course, when we talk about Ricci, you just can't say enough about the kid. And of course, Leach, who plays on the same line with him that we get a look at, he's the key man on that right side who Ricci can give the puck to, because he can blow it, I'll tell you something, just like his father.
Ricci plays with the Peterborough Petes, and Peterborough and Oshawa battling for first place in that Ontario Hockey League. Brind'Amour back of the net, looking out front, still hesitates a shot, and Ivashkin managed to make the save. Brind'Amour couldn't find anyone to pass it to, tried the wraparound, and Ivashkin had to react quickly. Here's Bure dropping it off for McGillney. He puts on the brakes, looking into the slot area for Fedorov. Penalty coming up here against Canada as Bure goes back of the net, trying to center it. And as Bure is sent flying and Facette clears it to the corner, the whistle goes, and the Soviets will go to the power play.
Well, he hit that net, but that's that big line that can put a lot of pressure that we've talked about. I think what's been very, very impressive here, Don, is the way the Soviets play the boards. They dump a little bit now like we do in Canada and play the corners, play the man very, very well. And Velou now will sit out 2 minutes, and we're going to see the shorthanded team of the Canucks, and I'd be surprised not that big line with a man advantage for the Soviets.
Vayu, a number 3 draft choice of the Vancouver Canucks in 1987. He plays for Three Rivers, and he goes to the penalty box. A slashing call against the Canadian defenseman at 14:43 of this opening period, and the Soviets leading by a score of 1-0.
I've been pretty impressed with this Vayu, by the way. He really plays aggressive and plays with good, strong, controlled emotion.
From the face-off, back at the line. Sorokin fakes the shot. Over to the other side. Back to Sorokin. There's the shot. It's wide of the net. McIntyre along the boards, unable to get it out. Following up on the play, though, was Foster. He cleared the zone, but the Soviets bring it back in. Back at the line, Soviets moving it around. They try and center it, and it bounces out into the neutral zone.
You notice that good control of the puck in the offensive zone when they got it, something that the Canadians didn't have in their power play.
Facette out of the net to play it around on the boards. Brind'Amour couldn't get it out. Sorokin kept it in. Desjardins tries to move it out, but the Soviets continue that pressure. Another penalty coming up here against Canada as they knock it out into the center ice area. A slashing call against Canada, and the Canadian team, with 58 seconds remaining in the penalty to Vayu, will be 2 men short as Desjardins, the team captain, goes to the box.
Well, it was a little bit of a showboat play, too. There's no question he cranked him. I think Desjardins was going more for the puck. It was a bouncing puck, and it was a desperation chance to get it. But he got the leg, and then, of course, the Soviet player went down to make it pretty obvious. He did one of those and dropped to the ice with one knee. And now, for 58 seconds, we're going to see this right here. Now, watching the puck come. Now it's a reaction, actually. The puck is over there. It was a reaction call after being hit. The old reaction penalties that you and I have alluded to the whole tournament.
Slashing against Desjardins at 15:45, so for 58 seconds, the Soviets will enjoy a 2-man advantage. That's one of the things coaches stress in international hockey. Action penalties, but not reaction penalties, because so often those reaction penalties will be called. Ricci trying to get it out. It bounces high, and finally Sheldon Kennedy clears the zone. Ricci, Racine, and Kennedy out there killing off this 2-man advantage. Puck is stolen by Ricci, dumps it down the ice. Kennedy racing after it, bumping with Sorokin. Kennedy has it, looking up front. Oh, if he could have got it to Ricci. Ricci was all by himself. But Kennedy apparently did not see him, and now there's a penalty coming up here against the Soviets. But Ricci was all by himself in front of the net if Kennedy had been able to get the puck to him.
The impressive thing here is Kennedy is aggressive on the play. He's very, very aggressive. He goes to the puck. He's been that. He scored a great goal. Watch him. He stays there. Now look at Ricci out there. He can't get it over the stick. He's trying to get to him. Ricci gets in a little close and gets the puck in his skates. Because I'll tell you, if he gets a clear shot, then the Russian player come in and hit him late. But give the Canadian players credit for being aggressive and wadding the puck so hard when you're 2 men short.
So Kristich goes to the box, a cross-checking call.